What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Spotlight Podcast. We're doing this a little different today. We got a phone call interview, and this interview specifically, oh man, I'm gonna say she's been a role model to me. She's been a godmother to me, a mother. I don't know, however you want to put it. Uh, sh- she's been somebody special and inspiring, I should say. Um, it's a lot of words to say for this interview here. I'm gonna call her by Mama because that's what I know her by. Uh, long history, from me and her son. Me and him go a little way back from, knee high to a grasshopper. But this lady is a founder and owner of Ground Up Consulting. She shared her inspiring journey from her roots becoming a successful entrepreneur and consultant. Uh, with a bunch of challenges and starting small businesses, the importance of bookkeeping, and the vital role of life insurance consulting. Uh, about her personal life, revealing moments and taking care of our black asses and eating up all her food. Um, the influence that she shaped up her career, business, from childhood memories to maintaining the balance between work and personal life. The story feels insight and advice and for aspiring entrepreneurs. I'm gonna let you introduce and say your name so they know who you are. I knew doing this the actor was gonna get me. I think got me crying. He's referring to my kids are my kids, and it's like I had them. I'm 60. I have two kids, 44, John Lucas, 36, 9 grandbabies, and I've been working since I didn't want to work for anybody else. And so when I got sick, I decided to really pursue my own business. I had my own business since the 80s. I'm 60, but I'm still black. And I'm just glad to be here. I support these youngsters and these doing their thing in the industry, underground, podcasts, rappers, singers, anything you're trying to do, if it's positive, I got you. That's who I am. Do you? Oh, snaps. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Oh, snaps. All right. The first question I wanted to get into, I wanted to ask, can you tell us where you from and where you? I am from a small town. We were the only black family in the town of Osceola, Missouri. City, going to Kansas City. How did you? How did your upbringing and your influence in your career path in this business? I was a victim of abuse, and this is something you probably don't know. Um, and I decided that that wasn't going to stop me. So I have no patience for people, young and old, that cannot handle who wanted to work for me. So I was always working since I was 12. I started off at Sonic when it first came out on skates and been working ever since. I graduated from high school late. It was me. I had to stop and take care of my brothers and sisters. And I was in my early 30s or late 30s when I graduated high school. But you never would have known that because I've always had good jobs. And so it just became a thing where I was like, you know what, years of experience in this, why not just do what I do best? And I always tell people all the time, do what you love and love what you do. So I just took my own advice and just started doing it. That's what's up. That's what's up. Uh, were there any experience or people from your early life that shaped that your approach of being a business consultant? Not necessarily a consultant, but an entrepreneur. Yes. My mother was a seamstress and a classical pianist. My was not in my life early on. I knew him. I mean, he was in and out, but he lived in California. He was a choreographer, a dancer, singer,
both of my parents were avid readers, and they've always told me whatever their problems were, to be the best of what I love to do, and that's what it was. So I went through the Girl Scout stage where I learned the knit, crochet, cross stitch, and I'm still doing that today. And I was probably 5 or 6 when I started doing that, and now that's like the trend today. When I've been doing it for over 55 years, so things happen in your life, and when you're older, you will see your kids are going to come to you bringing your stuff thinking that they established that, and you're going to be looking at them like, boy, we did that back in the day. Something we used to do as a kid, you know what I mean? Yeah. So just the people around me, although they were flawed, still taught me a lesson, and that's how I look at life even today. And that's how I tell people that they should look at life. It may be look bleak right now, but always try to get a lesson out of it, because it'll help you in the long run.
Her point there. Can you share any memorable stories from your childhood that stuck with you at times through these years?
The one memory that really sticks out to me is that my mother worked for the railroad for years, and I grew up on 27th and Benton here in Kansas City, Missouri. I went to Phillips Sweetly, and I really thought about it during this holiday season. My grandmother, I live with my grandmother. My mother was always on the road. Daddy was in California. So I stayed with my paternal grandmother, my father's mother. And every Thanksgiving and or Christmas, we all would get together. And my family is huge. Like, when I say huge, I mean huge. Like Duns, Aunts, Carol's, Browns, we all related. And so everybody would come to my grandmother's apartment on 2715 Benton, and we would play kickball and stuff. And my cousin, I don't know if Mona's gonna see this, but Ramona Lane, and she made me hit my head on the corner of the brick porch. And to this day, I still have a dent in the middle of my scalp, and my hair will not grow there. That's the memory that I remember the best, because I had 25 stitches in my head. But that made me tough. Though. And we still talk about that. But the family, the get together, the family that we had, it was always a dance, kickball. I mean, we was outside with the grown ups was in the house, playing dominoes and cards and spades and big reds. Just learning how to cook from scratch, making homemade ice cream, and I like cornbread from scratch.
That's people don't know nothing about that nowadays in these generations. They don't know nothing about that real hot water cornbread,
Right.
All they know is Jiffy. How to make hot water cornbread from Jiffy. Like, they ain't no cornbread, girl. Get out there and get you some cornstarch and some flour. Damn.
Most fondest some memory of all.
Man. Yeah. My next question for you is, what motivated you to start Ground Up Consulting, and what has been the most rewarding part of this journey?
Well, first I have to tell you what Ground Up Consulting is about. This business as, how do I want to put this, a secretarial service, was back in the 80s. And I just did not like working for people. So it was a selfish reason to begin with. And I did it periodically off and on for years. I really never really pursued it per se until recently. Just didn't want to work for anybody else. I saw the bigger picture of the tax laws are not geared for W-2 wage earners. It's really built for entrepreneurs. And so to get tax deductions that's going to matter to you, you need to have your own business. And I mean, that's just what it is. Whoever's in office, that's just what it's going to be. They're not going to change it. So it really doesn't matter. And so when you learn that, then that becomes a different animal. So I saw that early on. And then I added on, I think out of the secretarial thing, typing and dictation and all of that, shorthand, because that's what we were doing back then. And then it became more of an educational aspect for my community. And when I say my community, being who you are and the platform that we're on, we don't know anything about finance and saving money and building generational wealth for our families. And so that became the focus for me. And so I added financial literacy to it. And that's when it started really getting good to me. And it's really not about making money, although profit is like a plus, but it's more about education to my people because we're not taught that. Our generation, even when I was coming up, is to go to school, get good grades, go to college, you get a job, you put your money in the bank. But all you're doing is helping the bank. You ain't really helping yourself.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to change that. And so that's really why I started doing this.
I kind of agree with you on that one. Like that last episode, first episode I just done last night. We was pretty much touching down on that scenario as well.
Yeah.
You gotta at least have a trade or do something on your own, and equipment to do your stuff on your own nowadays. Then do it, or help do it with a business because you ain't gonna make no money out here. These people is really pocketing money.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you think about it, if nothing else, you're paying attention. COVID taught us a lot. Your job is not guaranteed.
No.
So you relying on life insurance through your job, investments through your job. But if a major thing happened and they let you go, everything you put into it, all the money you put into it, going down where? The drain. Yeah. And you're going to have to start. Now you're older. Now, pretty much, you probably ain't going to be insured. And if you are, it's going to be high. You probably ain't going to be able to invest for a low. You're going to have to pay at least $1,000 to even get started. Most people don't know you can start a mutual fund. You waste $25 every day on weed. Not you per se, but I'm just saying. Yeah. Most people waste $20. Yeah. Why not invest that for your kids, for your future? And that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you do that. Now, what I'm going to tell you is this. I'm not going to beg you to do nothing for your family. I'm going to give you the information you need to move forward. And if you move forward with me, that's cool. If you don't, that's cool too, as long as you move forward. Please don't misunderstand me and think I'm out here trying to sell you, because I'm not. I just want you to have the information, because what? Information is power. And that's what they don't want us to have.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Some of that.
You're right about that one. I actually been trying to figure out how to what's that? How to get money out the insurance, the life insurance, to start a business, because most people don't know you can do that either. But that's a whole different conversation.
Yeah, we'll talk about that on camera.
That's a whole different conversation. But yeah. Right. How do your services meet the unique needs of each client?
I'm going to give you an example. Okay, so you are one of my clients. Like, you have life insurance from me. And if you know a family or a person who needs life insurance, then if you refer them to me, our conversation is going to be this. I know that you came to me because you and Ashton have a trust issue. Do anything trust that you have in Ashton. The second thing is that I can't tell you what you need because I don't know you. I'm not going to assume that you need what I need or what somebody else's needs are. I'm going to ask you questions to determine what it is that you're looking for and what you want. And then we're going to go from there. I'm not trying to sell anybody. I'm not trying to push anything on you. All I want to do is inform you. And what you do with it is what you do with it. And because you and I are so close, you know that I don't pull punches.
Yeah.
You know, I'm very direct. And, I'm going to give you the information to help you make an informed decision. And that's what my goal is. And that's what my job is, period. And that's what makes me unique. Even in this business, and there's a bunch of people in this business, But I'm not out here to pressure you to do anything. All I'm out here to do is educate you. That's it.
Y'all hear that?
You do whatever it is you think is best for your family.
Yeah.
It's with me or somebody else.
Y'all hear that? Black people, I ain't just talk to the black folks. Y'all white folks too. Y'all come on down. You know, if y'all in Kansas City area, like she said, come down and holler at her. You know? Y'all can find all our information on the page and everything else. But y'all can find all the information on her page and everything else in the whole nine. We will put that on the Spotify page on the what's the Spotify page? Yeah, when we introduce everything or when I drop it. But what trends do you see in the consulting industry and how do you stay ahead of them?
You said which trends do I see?
Yeah.
I say social media is a trend as far as I'm concerned, and people my age, or that's like a trend. Like when we were coming up, there was no internet. There was no smartphones and smart TVs and all of that. We grew up on if we were happy if we had a page. Child age, like that was it. If you had a page, you was it. You know what I mean? So I think social media is a trend. What I would recommend is that people understand that once you put it out there, it's out there. It ain't no returning it. I don't care if you delete it. I'm a gamer, so I like play on the PlayStation 4, and I'm 60, but my son ain't 60, and he makes sure that people get upset because they think I'm a dude because I play so well. And so when they realize I'm a woman, they like, and they start talking trash. And I be like, okay, my job in the corporate world is a fraud investigator. So I can hunt you down, pull up your IP address, and find your address. So I need you to stop talking trash because my sons on here may see you once, right? Now I'm not trying to be no gangster or nothing, but I'm just saying I'm playing games with my people. To this answer. So if me and you on a game, we playing, and somebody start talking crazy to me, what you gonna do?
I'm gonna tune in. What you talking about?
Dude, I know I play well, but I'm not a dude. I'm a female and I'm old. Like, and they, usually they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize." But some people they just don't care. Like, and so you have to be careful. I said that to say this: you have to be careful what you put on social media. Especially if you're trying to start a business, you have to be careful of your persona on social media because everybody is looking at that. Police are looking at it. The FBI are looking at it. And as a fraud investigator, I'm giving y'all some free game right now. Everybody's looking at your page. Don't think your page is private because you put it on private because it's not. Everybody can see your stuff. That's why Facebook can put you in Facebook jail. If your stuff was private, they would not be able to see it. So I'm just saying, if you're really trying to be an entrepreneur, careful what you put on your stuff because that it can come back to bite you. So that's what's trending right now in my eyes is just simply social media.
All right. What future plans do you have for Ground Up Consulting and how do you envision it to grow?
Looking to start an agency in financial services. I'm looking to build a team. When I say build a team, I mean build it, develop the talent, get them licensed because everything I do is state licensed. So you don't have to worry about it being a scam or anything like that. And to build businesses, I want all individuals to always have a plan B. I know it's hard out here, especially now. It is going to get hard, but it doesn't have to be. You can always have a cushion. And like I said, COVID taught us that your 9 to 5 working for other people is not gonna benefit you in the long run. You have to have a plan B because that can always fall apart. And if you are standing on your own 2 feet, 10 toes down, then it's always gonna be about what you put into it and how you work it. If you're not committed to it, it's not gonna work. So just that's what I want to do. I just want to build an agency, a business, and help people. I'm a supporter of all underground rappers, musicians, artists. Whether you are an author, a singer, a rapper, you draw, design, whatever. I'm all about the underground. Actually, this is something new, and I was waiting on you to do this. Get ready to start a magazine called Underground. I'm not going to give you a lot of detail, but I'm going to tell you you're going to be one of my first interviews.
All right.
Yeah, yeah. So, because if everybody thinks that underground musicians and people who are trying to like make it underground, not in mainstream, is about robbing and maiming and like all thugs, and that's not the case. Very intelligent, very talented. They just don't adhere to the norm, society's view of norm. And I'm all about that. I've been supporting y'all since day one. Whatever it is that y'all trying to do. As long as it's positive and good. So diabetes, congestive heart failure, but I'm still here. So I'm here for a reason. And my passion is helping the young people making in this crazy world that we live in. If you can still do it, if I can do it, you can do it.
Yeah. Can you tell us a moment about that led a life? Sorry. Can you tell us about a moment in your life that led you to where you at today?
I'm gonna break it up. Repeat that for me.
I said, can you tell me a moment about your life that led you where you are today?
Yeah, my daughter. When she is 44 in January. I was 16 when I got pregnant. Been abused, and it's another topic. I'd rather really not see. I will. It's some money to somebody. Doing drugs. You don't know this, but Pierre does. My kids know. Shooting up. I was doing heroin. Heavy. And when I found out I was pregnant with my teeth, I went through withdrawals and the whole nine. And I made the decision in my life that I'm gonna be a victim. If you know it, so I have no tolerance for excuses about why you can't do stuff. If I can make it, and I can. I was 16 years old. I'm my own apartment. I was working 2 jobs. Had a baby. And still I had to do it. Without the mayhem, all the drama. I had to stay for a minute because I was angry and it was assault. And everybody go through stuff. That's why I don't judge people because everybody you have to. There comes a time where you have to make a decision. You have to become accountable for what you do. And I was either going to continue to live my life in anger, or I was going to pick myself up and move forward. And that's what that was a pivotal moment.
Okay, I didn't know that. Um, I'm, I'm not gonna press you because I know how trauma can give people, even though they got over it over the years. I know how it can always come back at any time, any moment. But if you could, what's your advice of giving someone that is in an abusive relationship on how to get out of that situation?
It was my abuse was family oriented. It wasn't an outside. It was family members, and I say members. So it was a little more difficult. But if you're in an abusive relationship today, there are so many resources out here that you can do. You have to be strong to be able to do it. But you do not have to stay there. To give advice like this because everybody's situation is different. And their attacker is also different. So, they may be able to be scared if you have brothers or uncles or cousins that are about their life. You probably go there. And if not, then you have other resources. And I'm not going to say, but I'm going to do it like this. You have the resources. Just know that there are ways to get out of that situation. It's up to you whether you want to or not. What I will say to other people that's seeing it and the other person doesn't, it's no matter how much you talk to them, if they don't want to get out, nothing you do is gonna make them want to. When they decide to get tired of it, that's when they'll want to get out, and that's when you act. Otherwise, as hard as it is, you can make them hate you just because you want them to be out, and they just not ready. Yeah. You gotta let them, and hopefully pray that it doesn't touch your life. You force anybody to do anything that they don't want to do.
Yeah, I wanted you to say that because I know sometimes it's hard for anybody to leave an abuser or somewhere if you are getting abused out there. I've been told because I never at one point until I actually talked to someone getting abused knew how hard it was for someone to leave until I actually talked to someone actually getting abused. It's like you can't just leave out of a relationship like some people can. Some people just have you trapped and you can't, or they can be dangerous, or you don't know what's going on. Like everybody's different, so
Right.
I kind of wanted you to
Too, actually, I don't want people to think that I'm just talking about men because I'm not. There are women out here who are just as abusive. Because physical abuse is a different level, but emotional, mental abuse is just as bad.
Yeah.
And women can do that as well as physical abuse as well.
Yeah.
Because you can be the type of man that you were raised where you just don't get women. I don't get some facts behind this, but I'm going to say it anyway. The men in my family, my brothers, my son, you better not ever get a woman. And I know you heard me say this. Here's that I didn't birth. You better not ever put your hands on a woman unless you feel like your life is threatened. Then defend yourself. But if you can subdue her without hurting her, do that. But if she keeps coming at you like she's about to end your life, you better save your life. And I mean that. I tell all my women the same thing. Do not put your hands on a man if you're not ready to get it back. That's just common sense to me.
Yeah, you're right.
But people don't feel like that.
You're right.
They think it's just because you're a man, but women can be treacherous too. Because I know if you put your hands on me today, you better not go sleep.
Yeah, you're right about that one.
But you better not eat nothing I cook.
All right, my dear.
Things are different now. You just can't do that. You got to be respectful of everybody, and that's male or female. So I don't want men to think that I'm male bashing because I'm not. That goes for men and women.
No, I was talking about the men too. You
are being threatened, and you just don't. You can't. Your mental ain't right, and you're a violent person. You need to just walk away. Just leave. Just stand there and taking the abuse, knowing you about to go there, because you're gonna end up in jail, or somebody's gonna end up hurting you. Because these young Thundercats today, they're not fighting no more.
Oh no, they ain't.
You can't put your hands on my sister and think that my brothers are not gonna come and unload on you. You're just not. That's not happening today. Where you used to be able to, do whatever you want to do, and then you gotta worry about getting your ass beat. No, sorry about cussing, but.
Oh, you good. You good. You good. No. I ain't worried about ass. What are the essential steps in creating success my bad. What are the essential steps of creating a successful business plan?
The thing is to have a business plan. I'm gonna say this. If you're looking to start your own business, or you have a hobby that you are passionate about, the first thing I would say is know that that's what you love to do. That's your passion. Say know what you do and do what you love. The next thing is to have a vision. Map it out. Set goals for yourself. Know what your why is. When I say what your why is, why are you doing it? If I ask you, you come to me in a consultation and you're like, okay, and like this, and I'm trying to make some money at it. My first question to you is why? Why do you want to do this? What's the why? For me, it's because I want to leave a legacy for my grandbaby. My kids are grown. They're going to do what they're going to do. My son's passion is music. Everybody knows that. My daughter's passion is writing. She's a poet. She's phenomenal. That's her passion. So I know what they want to do, but I want to leave a legacy for my grandbaby so they don't have to struggle like my kids had to and like I had to. That's my why. That's why I move the way I move. That's why I do what I do. So if you don't know your why, you're not going to go anywhere. You're just going to keep going from thing to thing to thing to thing. So know your why, have a vision, put it in motion, have goals, and set minor goals. Don't set goals that are unreachable in the beginning stages. Have an end goal, yes, but know the steps that it takes to get to the end goal. And do them in many steps so you can reach. This month, I want to do this. Make it happen so you can reach that goal. Next month, this is what I want to do. If you're talking about money, if money is your motivator, I want to make $500 this week. Then what do you need to do to make $500 this week? That pertains to your business. So I'm not talking about nothing illegal. We can go buy that. You know how to do it. Like, I want you to what it is you really want to do. Like you're a motivator and a speaker, and I see you doing seminars and stuff. I see that. You also an engraver. You're very artistic. You're also musical. So, and you have a queen on your side that's revealing things that people don't know about. I'm just gonna put it like that. And so you that can move you along. So you really need to be doing what you're doing. That's why I'm supporting you in doing this because this is what you've been doing this ever since I've known you. You've been giving advice. You've been giving advice. You've been doing the things you're doing right now ever since I've known you. Ever since you were a kid. Been moving differently, but now you're grown with kids and a wife. You're doing the things that you want to do. That's the whole key to it. Do what's passionate to you and what you love to do. Set a plan, make a plan, because the only failure is people fail to plan. That's it. And you have to remember that nothing is guaranteed. So even though you make mistakes, that's a learning experience. Don't stop. You have to be committed. And those 4 or 5 things will set you apart from the rest.
Yeah, I'm hoping this take off. I'm trying to get some sponsors. I've been seeing people looking and whatever, so my team ain't kind of acting right as well. But everybody get on the right page with them. But I ain't worried about them right now. This is what I'm worried about right here. But yeah, I've been standing in my own lane. Really, I changed a lot of things. A lot of people. It's funny because when I do come back to Kansas City and I do run into people, I don't know what it is, but everybody asks me for a fucking cigarette. I ain't had a fucking cigarette. I haven't smoked a cigarette in what, 4 years?
4 years, yeah.
It's been 4 years since I had any tobacco product, period. I don't smoke any blunt shells, blunt wraps, and you know I'm 420 friendly all the way. But I ain't smoking no blunt wraps, from I don't want it. The smell fire though, I don't want it. Like for real, I don't know. I got past a lot of stuff. I grew up a lot. I don't do a lot of things. But if you run up and you cross me, I will act that up. You will meet little A real quick. You hear me?
I'll tell you something right quick. I know we're on camera, but I told Pierre that I was thinking about moving to Topeka. He was like, Topeka? What? You don't need to go to Topeka. Victor said I'm good. He was like, oh, that's right. That's what you want to do. You can act ugly. I get it. I understand.
Hey. These kids out here already know not don't do nothing to this door right now because they know we both from her and me. What's that? What's happening? look like Jurassic Park. Iron already came outside like an old ass man popping off in the air.
You was gonna go left real.
But my next question was, what role has your family and friends played in your journey of your entrepreneur?
Kids, then to be honest with you, any stock into what family and friends they me. They'll support me if they agree. If they don't, they and I'm okay with that. My kids, they give me their opinion about what I'm doing, and sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. I take it all into consideration. And that goes for logical children and y'all. I remember when I told you that, and you was like, look, lady, don't make me come up there. And I was like, oh, wait, well, who are you talking to? So I'm talking to you. Okay. And I just kind of let it go because I already know that you meant what you said. And don't make you come up here because I'm not going to like it.
Because I put in some PTO real quick and be sitting there bugging you.
You have to know. And the children did, and that adopted me, that they only go there with me if they're concerned. And so I get that. So I do family, friends, or y'all. It's about this is what is going to make me happy. And I developed that after my husband passed away because, after Theo left, I was lost. I reverted back to when I was a teenager. I didn't want to be here. I really wanted to end my life. I wanted to go with my husband. And it took a lot to be a couple of years for me to get where I am today. So better, and it's all about making a decision on what you want to do. Everything is up to you. Even God gives you the freedom to choose. So who am I not to make a choice? And that's how I look at it.
What advice would you give someone who's looking to make a significant change to their life and career?
Really determine what it is that you want. Make sure that it is what you want, not what other people want. Try to direct you. If it been my mother's side of the family, I would be an attorney, a lawyer, and this, that, and the third, and they had money, and they still do. But that's not what I wanted. I didn't want to do that. Who do you want to be? What do you want? What at your funeral? This is the thing. If your thing is it that you want people to say it, go with it. The easiest way to put it, I guess.
Can you tell us about your journey to starting ground up consulting and what inspired you to get into this field even more?
Yes. I type 90 words to 100 words a minute, and I started it because of that. At that particular time, in the early 80s, people were looking for type. So I get myself out to do that. And it was a side hustle. And then I got into accounting, and I've been in accounting for over 40 years. And so I was doing bookkeeping. And I still have clients in my past. So I started there, and then insurance license 3 years ago. And then I decided, after learning all the ins and outs about that, and investing and working on my investment license now. I decided I wanted to educate my community in finance because I see us like spending money, we're not saving anything, and even though they build stuff, made it, nobody. I mean, it's not working for our community. And when I say us, I'm not necessarily talking about only Black people. I'm talking about people in the community, whoever is in the community. We need to know that there's a better way, and that's what I'm here for.
How do you help your clients identify, leverage, and their unique strengths and opportunities in the market?
Probing, provoking questions. I make you really look inside yourself, and I don't. Because I am who I am, I don't accept any answer. I want you to tell me the truth about what you really believe and what you think. And then we'll move from there. So if I'm going to give you an example. So say drug dealer, understand that. You don't have to make $60,000 a year. You could be in the streets. You could be selling drugs. Not cool, not judging you. What I want you to do is invest your money in something and put it back in the community. Into a drug dealer is, what are you doing with your money besides reinvesting it in products? And how is that helping the person that you sell these drugs to? Make them think about what it is they're doing and how it's going to affect them in the long run. I know a bunch of drug dealers. They did the game to make the money, to buy property, flip it, rent, and then they move to retirement. But in the meantime, people have healthy, them people not doing drugs no more, and they really trying to do the same thing they did without selling the drugs. So, it's about literally, like I said, make a plan to make a plan, have a vision, have a goal, and work towards that goal. You can be out here out willy-nilly selling drugs because that's what you think you're supposed to do because you're black. That ain't what the difference is. Either end up with two places. You rather leave Summit where kids or in the hood with a nice house that you own and several other properties that you rent and your family is taken care of and you only had to sell drugs for 2 or 3 years to get there? Or would you rather sell drugs all your life and then have to worry about, because haters are here in Kansas City. You're selling drugs and you might get robbed and you know what I'm saying? What would you rather do? So that's what I'm here for, and that's what makes me unique in my business is because I deal with everybody. I don't care who you are or what you do. I don't judge. I'm not discriminating. I may not agree with what you're doing, but I'm gonna let you know that. But I'm gonna show you how to do it.
There y'all go, drug dealers. Y'all tush your luck. uh. uh. Why is bookkeeping? I said bookkeeping. Why is bookkeeping so crucial for small businesses? And what is the common mistake should be avoided?
Bookkeeping is important because, and not only the small businesses, and I don't only deal with small businesses. I deal with personal finances as well because we don't know where our money goes. And I'm gonna say this because it's a personal thing for me. I didn't realize that I was spending $2,500 a year on it until I started keeping my own books. Until I started tracking exactly what it was, what I was spending. And when I say tracking, I mean tracking every receipt, everything from food. I broke it down from food to it was food, utilities, shoes, purses, because I don't really spend money on a lot of things. I don't like to shop, but what I will spend money on is purses. I spent $300 on a pair of books. I spent $300 on the nice purse. You know what I'm saying? But clothes, I go to the thrift store. You never know where I got my clothes from. But you will see them shoes. Bad shoes on, you know what I'm saying? So
it's funny you say that because one of my cousins just posted a Facebook status earlier today or this morning talking about how many y'all name. I bet y'all look better in my Walmart fit than y'all name brand.
yeah, like that. It wasn't short or nothing, but it was form fitting. Not. You know what? Yeah, but I'm just saying, like we need to know where our money is going. Because I think if we knew what it actually was going to, we would see the waste that we're doing with our money. Like for real. That's the same $2,500 I spent every year on liquor alone. We haven't even talking about shoes, purses, weed. I was smoking that then too. So we ain't talking about that. We're just talking about liquor. $2,500 a year in liquor.
Well,
Invested that.
yeah.
Would be a millionaire.
Yeah.
People don't understand that at 25 years old, if you invest 25, if you 25, by the time you're my age, you will be $3.5 million in interest rate.
You ain't gotta do that. You ain't gotta do that. You ain't gotta do that. You know, if I had that 2,500 right now, and I know, and I had the best in there, I would take that straight to my Fidelity account. I can get way more than what you just said by taking it straight there.
They don't look. We people that just don't know that they can do that. Because if you go to Fidelity, like you said, you have to have at least $1,000 to invest.
Uh,
You know that. Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
uh, you sure?
You can go to Fidelity. Yes, I am. Yeah.
I bet you different.
Show me proof. You have to show me proof.
When we get off of here, I'll show you that proof. I bet it's different.
If you work and you can do it to your job for less than that, if you can. Yeah, you can do that to your job. If you outside of your and you just do it on your own, you got to have at least $1,000. So
We got to teach you something. When we get off of here, we got to work you around that because you don't need you don't need no $1,000.
maybe like, that ain't
She's shaking. She over there shaking her head like.
They're teaching me something because I don't know everything. And that's another thing you have to realize that you don't know everything. Somebody can always show you something different.
Boy.
The question is, are you gonna sit there and roll with it, or are you gonna be like, hey, I know everything? You know what I mean?
You gotta put it in the stocks, and I'm putting game through everybody else, but look, you gotta put it through the stocks when you're going through Fidelity. No, look, she corrected me. She said, Look, let me shut up. But yeah, I like messing with the stocks though. When stocks it can get you a little something there, but but what's the other question I had for the business? What advice do you have for small business owner who started with bookkeeping?
Say that again. I'm sorry.
What advice do you have for small business owners who were just starting with bookkeeping?
Hey, at this point now to do it virtual. Everybody is virtual right now. So you asked me earlier about trends. That's one of the trends. You don't need a lot of money to start a bookkeeping business. You just have to have the skill. So you need to know what you're talking about. You need to know how to do financial statement. If you don't know what that is, then you don't need to start a bookkeeping business. I'm just gonna put it like that. And then you can determine how you want the information to come to you. I do it. You can mail me receipts. You can screenshot your receipts and send them to me. I do not do taxes. I can, but I don't because that gets the government involved, and I don't want to be involved in the government. So that's the only reason why I don't. I do my own taxes. I do my kids' taxes. But other than that, that's it. But bookkeeping is keeping a person's personal or business books. That means you are tracking everything that they're spending, everything that they're all their profits. You're keeping track of all of that, and then you send them either a monthly, you can do weekly, monthly, quarterly, or annual reports so that they, at the end of the year, when tax season, they can send all those reports to their accountant, and their accountant can do their taxes. So they don't have to worry about that. For individuals, I charge $40 a month for me to do that for you. It's a bookkeeping club, is what I do. If you want it semi-annually or you want a bucket of stuff, because I also do word processing and stuff like that. Then if you want a package deal, then we can talk about we can talk about the pricing on that. You haven't mentioned the fact that I also knit, crochet, and cross stitch. So I have a crochet business too that I make things to order. So I do a lot of different things, and I'm CFO for my son's label, 1048 Records. So I do a lot of things. Stay busy. Oh,
Last question on bookkeeping. Can you explain the impact of a good bookkeeping on a business overall, financial health, and decision making process?
if you have a good bookkeeper, I'm gonna keep that simple. If you have a good bookkeeper, you know where your money's going, what's coming in, what your projections are. That means what you can spend, what you can not spend. What your profits and what your losses are. You also know what you can invest, and if you need to get investors, you know what that entails as well. So you can not alternate, but you can alter your business plan. So if your predictions are over what you initially thought it would be in your business plan, and you can revise that, and so now you can make a profit, or you can reinvest it. So it just depends on what it is you want to do with your business. I suggest that you reinvest your money in your business, so that way you pay yourself a minimum thing until you get really established, and then you can raise that because you're building finances, you're building a good portfolio and all of that. So bookkeeping helps you with that.
Okay. Why is income protection important for small business owners?
Protection is good for small business owners and individuals because it it's really, most people think that life insurance is about burying you when it's really about income protection. What? So I'm gonna use you and Mimi as an example. So you work and you make pretty good money. But if something happens to you and you're not insured, how's Mimi gonna keep living the lifestyle that she's living and taking care of her kids? You have to go to work. You have to get rid of, if you got two cars, I'm not saying that you do, but if you got two cars, you have to get rid of one. Somebody's gonna have to go to daycare. Daycare is gonna be very high, right now. Then you still got the same amount of bills because these bill collectors don't care that you They don't care.
Yeah.
They don't care about that. When my husband passed away, and I was like, I need another month, before I can start paying the mortgage. They was like, the mortgage is due today. We need to get this mortgage today. Because my husband had set up income protection for us. I didn't have to worry about that. The mortgage was paid off, the car was paid off. I didn't have to worry about any of that. And people think life insurance is just about bringing you, but it's not. It's income protection. And it goes the same for small businesses. If you have a small business, you can set up where the profits from your business or the insurance from your business or something inadvertently happens to you, that it goes to your spouse, your significant other, your kids, whomever your beneficiary is. And they can either determine whether they want to continue the business. If you have a partner, then it can go to the partner or to the business itself, and they can keep it going where your family is still benefiting from it.
I know you're in the life insurance part of it, but do you do business insurance as well?
Yeah, we do business insurance. I can save you money on auto and home insurance. We have legal protection, identity theft. We're like the Walmart of financial services, if I can put it like that.
All right. How do hold on? I just had it. What types of income protection do you offer or do you recommend your clients?
I knew you was gonna go there. So I say this, and I don't want to debate this on here, but I'm gonna say this. We offer term life insurance, and the reason why, most, and I'm not even gonna say most, all whole life insurance policies, um, universal life, the IULs, all that new stuff they coming out with where you can be your own bank and all that. They don't do the whole thing. So with whole life, and I'm gonna give you a short synopsis for the sake of, if you have a whole life, they get you with the fact that you can borrow against it, and you have a savings. But what they don't tell you is that you're paying all this money into this policy for 2 to 5 years before your savings even start. So you're paying all this money into this. It's not accumulating anything. The second thing is if you decide that you're going to borrow against it after paying 15, 20 years, and you got $7,000, $8,000 built up in it, and you want to borrow the money from it, say you borrow $5,000 from it. Okay, they charge you 6 to 12% interest rate on it. And if you pass away before you pay it off, that is coming out of your coverage amount. So your family's not going to get the money that you expect them to get. The third thing is you can either get one or the other. So you have $200,000 whole life policy. It's cheaper, yes. Probably paying $40, $50 a month, but you also have accumulated some savings into that, a cash value amount. You're only going to get one thing. You're not going to get it. Your family is only going to get one thing. You would think that they would give you both because it's your money.
Yeah.
You're only going to get either the coverage or your family could take the cash value amount. If they take the value amount, they're going to cancel your policy. So they're not going to get the 250,000. They only get the 5,000 that you accumulated in the cash value. If you don't take the cash value and you take the 250, they're going to get the 250, but they're not going to get the money that you saved. The bank is going to get that. The insurance company is going to get that. Whoever your policy is to, they're going to get that. They're going to reinvest it for themselves. That's what they don't tell people. We say term life because term, you can add on a cash value amount. Your family's going to get both, or you don't even have to add it, and you can do a 30-year term for 300,000, a million. You have to go through a physical, but your family's going to get all that money. If something inadvertently, heaven forbid, happens to you within that time. If after 30 years you outlive your policy, you can renew it without a physical. It's just going to go up a little bit. That's all. You know, in 30 years, you can have cancer, you can have diabetes or whatever, where you won't even be able to be insured. Make sense?
Yeah. Can you tell a story on how your life insurance helped one of your clients secure their family's future or business?
I didn't do that. So I had a client that I've actually been trying to get her to be a client for years. I've been in this for 3 years. I asked her first, and she was like, no, I've got a whole life on my job, and this, that, and the third. And I started this during the pandemic. And so she thought she was safe. They didn't lay them off immediately. But then at the end of the year, she got laid off. She got laid off. Her policy also got canceled, which is typical. And she had insurance on all her and called me, and she was like, I think I may need to get some insurance. And I was like, okay, well, between then, I started in April. By January 1st of 2021, she had developed cancer. So now she can't be insured with a term policy. She had to get a trash policy like Colonial Penn or something like that, right?
Uh-huh.
And she got her kids insured, but it was higher because they now are a year old. Okay, so I was like, okay. I was like, well, are you getting all your kids insured? She was like, no, I'm just gonna get the younger ones insured. The older kids, under 25, but they were over 21. Like Marcus was like 23 or something like that. I said, okay, you sure you don't want to put coverage on you? He was like, no. The next day, he got killed in a drive-by. What was she doing? on Facebook talking about a GoFundMe. I'm sick of my people being on GoFundMe having everybody else pay for their child's funeral. I don't understand it. When you could have added $60,000 to your policy for $20.
Well, we're going to get that a wrap. It was a good interview. I thank her for coming in. She did her thing. I love you, Mom. I don't know what happened to the call, but I thanks for everybody for tuning in. Whoever tunes in, I love y'all. One love. Peace. Thank y'all for watching the Spotlight Podcast.